What is going on, boys and girls of YouTube? So today we are knocking out that top 5 support video that I really should have done a couple weeks ago, but there's a plus side to waiting. We got to see a lot of the SPL games played, so we know what supports are being prioritized. So there's a little bit of a shift from the last top 5 to this one, which is really nice to see. Saw a lot of guys being banned, which we'll talk about. I'm going to cover the top 5 supports from number 5 up to number 1, number 1 being the best. First, today's video is brought to you and sponsored by manscaped.com. Code WEEKEN20, WEAK3N20 will get you 20% off. They hooked me up a while ago. You guys know that. I've been talking about these products for ever, I feel like. They've got the new Lawnmower 3.0, which is right here, which is flipping awesome. If you did not know, it's got the little light. Showed you the wrong side. It's got the little light. They have their little weed whacker for your nose hairs and your ear hairs and all those little hairs that are a little poking out. Say you're on stream, say you're doing something, you got the hairs sticking out, it doesn't look good. So use that, get this. If you end up getting the package, then you get a little gift, 2 little gifts. You get the Manscaped boxer briefs, which are awesome. I actually have those delivered to me like once every 3 months. I get a couple pairs, they're awesome. And then you get a little carrying case, which I use every time I travel. It's really, really good for carrying, obviously, all your Manscaped products and anything else you really need to travel with. Awesome. So link is down below. Code WEEKEN20 will get you your 20% off. Awesome products. You guys know that. I've been working with them for years. Awesome products. Go check it out. Go get the care package. Go get the package for yourself. Get it for a friend. Whatever you gotta do, go check it out. Let's go ahead and jump into this video. Top 5 supports. Luckily, they're all Guardians this time around. All Guardians. Every single one is a Guardian. Like I said, we're gonna start with number 5, work our way up to number 1. So, number 5 on the list is Bachus, which really, to me, shouldn't be too crazy. Maybe a little shocking, but shouldn't be too crazy, right? Bachus is awesome. He's been in and out of the meta a little bit, but he's got some quality of life changes that have hit recently, right? His belch is 3, now does a little bit more damage. The 1 pretty much always up now, and you're always getting those protections, which is awesome. He's a very good aggressive support that matches up well into the other aggressive supports you guys are seeing a lot of right now. You're not seeing a ton of the super AFK bullring supports. You see a lot of in-your-face supports right now, and Bachus does well into those. That's why you're seeing him played. I have this build up on Smite source. I want to talk about one thing before we get too deep into this. When you watch SPL, you're seeing a Sentinel's Embrace build being built a lot, and you're also seeing the Benevolence into whatever the one where you split damage, whatever Benevolence builds into. Benevolence builds work very well at a high level because they know how to play it and how they want to play it and how they're going to make the game play out. They build that item knowing how the game is going to go, not guessing, knowing. They're going to force it to be a farm game. They're going to sit in lane a lot longer, and there won't be as many early fights, guaranteed. With Embrace, it's going to be safer and smarter for you guys to go this build with the Sentinel's Embrace. You're going to be tanky earlier, you're going to be rotating earlier, and you're going to be able to survive easier with this build. That is why it is what is on Smite source. I will add the Benevolence build to Smite source with a little paragraph describing why it is what it is. Okay, Bachus number 5. Remember, I said aggressive, high damage support, really good at engaging, really good at bursting, really good at doing damage. So this would be a good support if you're trying to be more of the damage dealing support, the person making sure the damage is being done, the target's being killed, that type of shit. Bachus is going to do well into that. So Bachus is something you should look for as a carry support. That is number 5 on our list. Number 4 on our list really shouldn't be all that surprising. We're going over to Guardians, and it's Ymir. We've seen a lot of Ymir lately, like just an absolute ridiculous amount of Ymir. So with Ymir, very similar, almost the exact same play style-esque. You're going to be the engager, you're going to be in their face, you're going to be stunning, you're going to be doing a little bit of damage. Except for you're not the kill secure, you're more of just the setup man. So Bachus does well at support at setup, but then also killing. Ymir does well at setup and a little bit of poke, but also having that wall is an extended setup period, or just that ability to peel from range and do what you need to do. That ultimate is also a good fight separator. Does amazing, does awesome. Ymir is probably not mechanically, but positioning wise, the hardest to play of the 5 supports I'm going to mention. Ymir is very, very good and very, very straightforward. But if you are engaging without your team, or if you're engaging when no one's around, if you aren't tanky enough yet, you will be targeted and you will be killed very easily. So please, for the love of everything in your life, pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to your team's whereabouts, know where everybody is before you just start running in and throwing stuns out. Unless you just feel super safe and unkillable at that point in the game, then do whatever the hell you want. Build tank boots, so you will not get CC'd as long. You are a no mobility god. You have no mobility. So not being CC'd for extended periods of time is massive for you. It allows for you to get out of those stuns and stuff a little bit quicker, throw up the wall behind you, and then get that space, that separation that you need. Going into Stone of Binding for the aggressive. You do not have to build Stone of Binding at all. Builds can shift around, whatever you need to do. Move Sovereignty into the first, whatever you want to do. Just make sure you have a Sov or an Aura item for the boys. And then you go into the selfish items for yourself for the rest of the build. Get CDR. That's one of the key things with Ymir. You need to be able to spam. Your wall being a shorter cooldown is really, really important, as well as your stun. So please, CDR. Blink for the engage makes it easier for you. If you feel you're going to be dying a lot in that match, you will drop the blink for beads, meaning you think you're going to be targeted. They're going, say, Nemesis, who's going to be ulti on cooldown. They're going a Fenrir with a Sundering Spear. Then you're probably going to get beads first instead of the blink, and then you're going to get a shell second. Those little things are things I want to mention for you to think about in your matches. This is just the standard build that will consistently work in almost every game. With minor tweaks, it'll be perfected. That's what all the builds on Smite Source are based around, and that's how you should use them. That was number 4. Number 3 on our list, Xing 10. This is... I get it, right? Like, I get it. I'm sure a lot of you guys get it. Xing 10 is very, very safe for a support. Fairly easy to play. A ton of annoying CC immune ult that can hit everybody. Good mobility. Like I said, just probably the safest support in the game, while also being able to do your job. It's being played a lot in competitive right now. That's why you're seeing him bump up from... I probably had him placed at like A tier, because he is overall very, very middle of the pack. He's not crazy, but he is so fucking consistent that I get why it's being pulled out again. I get why the SPL players are playing it. With the builds that are in the game, it makes perfect sense. With this build here, you're getting CDR boots. You can spam a little bit more. You're getting Witchblade, giving you more spam, giving you the attack speed reduction while paired with your 1. Pretty much going to be game over, right? Like, there's not much people are going to be able to do. The damage reduction of 50% on top of the attack speed reduction. Nobody who's doing auto attack damage is going to be doing any damage with you in their face, which is why Xing 10 is very, very strong right now. You're seeing a lot of hunters being played in the SPL. I think there were 2 games we've seen with double hunters in it already. It's common. It happens. This god just does very well while maintaining an immense amount of safety from the role. Don't think too much into him. Teams around you, get a pop-up, a little knock-up. Get your ultimate off, make them burn some beads, and then leap around and just be in their face and be annoying. Throw your 1 at mainly the hunters, but whoever you can hit will obviously work, and you'll just be doing your job. It's that simple. That is how easy Xing 10 is. He's not that in depth. He doesn't have the most insane laning phase, but once again, it's decent and it's safe. Rotation wise, actually has fairly good rotation and setup. Nothing to really be too freaked out about when you see a Xing 10. Just a very annoying god that is super easy to play. That's all it is to him. That's number 3 on our list. Number 2 on our list is Sobek, which we talked about last week, last top 5 video, and probably the one before that. Sobek is just super awesome right now. The setup potential, the map being a little bit bigger, we've talked about it, the engagements, the plucks, putting people more out of position because the lanes are longer, so they're already a little out of position a lot of the time. Does very well in the jungle fights because of how small the jungle is in areas. Sobek's able to hit everybody, be very annoying. CC immune ult, super tanky, sustain in his kit. Fucking amazing right now. Absolutely awesome. He's been good since the start of season 8, and I don't see that changing really anytime soon, unless we see some buffs or some nerfs come through. Buffs for other gods, nerfs for Sobek. Build standard. the aggressive Stone of Binding item, because you're going to be setting up so much with the pluck, with the knockbacks, with pretty much everything. Stone of Binding is going to be procced all the time, and it's going to allow for your hunters or whoever you're with, your mid and jungle when you're mid 3v3 fighting, to really do that little bit of extra damage that will make the difference and get the kills. Plus, you do a lot of damage on Sobek. You're pretty much just spamming and being annoying the whole damn game. That was number 2. Our final number 1. Nowhere should this be surprising. This god is being picked in jungle, in support, and in solo on cooldown. And I personally still don't think it's because of the buff. So Athena's 2 got buffed, the taunt. It does a little bit of damage now. It's not that much damage. It's a little bit of damage. I think that buff made her get played, which made people realize, oh my gosh, she's freaking broken on this gigantic map. She's in every team fight because of her ultimate. Her counter ganks are awesome. You can gank easily by going into a lane, blinking, taunting, 3ing. She does it all. And when I say counter ganks, I mean, as a support, you can get over to your solo laner who's being dove by 2 or 3 people and be in that fight. Your mid laner gets attacks, you can be in there. Your jungler wants to dive somewhere, you as a support ult on the jungler, and you're able to dive and be part of every single fight, which is very, very strong. Your laning phase is awesome. Your clear is good. You're very safe as long as you're not too aggressively dashing in over and over again. And you've got a lot of setup. The taunt is ridiculously strong. It allows for pretty much all the top gods being played right now to get combos off of the taunt. And it's just overwhelming for most people playing against it. Athena is extremely difficult to deal with right now. That will not change unless they nerf her. If they nerf her, they're trolling because they just buffed her. It'd be very, very awkward. She is just one of the top gods in the game, and support is an awesome place to take her. She's been banned a decent amount. I don't know about how many games in the SPL she was banned. I just know she was being banned because when I was watching, it was like ban after ban after ban. So it is what it is. There's our top 5 supports. Honestly, you can do honorable mentions with a lot of gods that are still pretty good. I still think Ganesh isn't bad. Fafnir is really good. Kepri's decent. Geb is still good. As a counter pick to some of these matchups, like we talked about Bachus being very good, Shinten being very good, Athena being very good. Ardio counters 4 of those gods and really does well into Ymir as well. Ardio is a sick pick as a counter matchup into those gods, not meaning you're gonna win, not meaning you're gonna just dumpster that other support's a better support. Just she plays well into those gods and allows for aggression to be flipped onto those gods. Something for you to think about as a support. You've also seen Ares played in the SPL 2 or 3 times. Another god that counters 3 or 4 of those gods, 4 of them mainly, keeps them from dashing away, allows for you to kill them and make them actual targets rather than just very safe supports. There's my honorable mentions. There's my top 5 supports. I hope this video is what you guys have been asking for. I've gotten, I feel like 10 questions a night. Where's the top 5 supports? Where's the top 5 supports? I delayed it. I'm glad I delayed it. Got to see some of the SPL, make some changes to it. I think you guys will kill the game if you guys are support players or you end up in support and you do play these gods with these builds. You'll just dumpster everybody. I'll see you all in the video later today, later tomorrow. Remember Manscaped, check it out. Code WEEKEND20. Link is down below. Like I said, see you guys in the video later today, later tomorrow, the next day.